the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Madam Speaker, this Premier says he respects the work these organizations do. He wishes that he could support them more, but he is making cuts to all of them at the expense of Nova Scotians who need support the most. They're cutting $100,000 from Easter Seals, whose New Leaf program provides skills training, recreational opportunities, and youth employment support to people living with disabilities. These cruel cuts will take opportunities away from the Nova Scotians who use these programs daily. How can the Premier defend cuts that make life harder every single day for Nova Scotians with disabilities?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Opportunities and Social Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member for this question. We all know that these cuts are difficult for all Nova Scotians, and to all the organizations who we meet with and talk to, the work that they do is vital. The reality, Madam Speaker, is that we can't afford everything that we want, and there had to be difficult decisions that were to be made. The reductions are able to allow us to support and feed the hungry. This year, we are going to double the amount of food that is given out to those in homeless shelters. That is a change that we are able to do. Difficult decisions had to be made in order to allow that to happen, but feeding the hungry is a priority of this government, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Madam Speaker, I submit that this government should be more focused on keeping people out of homeless shelters than feeding people in them. The reality is these cuts to vulnerable Nova Scotians are more likely to create people living rough, not having a place to be, not being supported by social services. And the total amount of these cuts do not amount to addressing 10% of this deficit. The idea that this is going to actually, that you're going to take money from people with disabilities and give it to other people to feed them, that is a cruel and false choice. This government can do both. And the idea that this government is chirping us about their cuts to people with disabilities is shameful. Why won't the Premier actually defend Nova Scotians?
Order. We all know I don't like it when we get over passionate and start coming across the desk. I understand there's passion here, but we all know I don't like it. I've called it before. There's a history of it. I ask members to speak to me. I recognize the Honourable Minister of Opportunities and Social Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. I am looking forward to being up at estimates so that I can talk to Nova Scotians about how we are supporting our most vulnerable. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but the work of the staff of the Department of Opportunities and Social Development are doing incredible things in challenging times. One of the things that happened this year is we opened up a beautiful new building up the street. You talked about getting people off the streets, Madam Speaker. We opened up Oznam Place just up the street. It's a 38 beautiful apartment units for the chronically homeless, Madam Speaker. We haven't talked about that. That is how you support our most vulnerable, Madam Speaker, and we're going to continue to do that.